Okay, what we're going to do here is going to show you the easiest way to put the exhaust and intake manifold on. It's the easiest way for this particular setup. So what we're going to do is we'll start out with our exhaust manifold, and these holes here, the last one for the exhaust, the center one for the intake, and the last one for the exhaust down here, they all get a special bolt that we send with it. It's a stainless piece. It has it's conical, countersunk, so it helps to center the manifold up. Now I'm going to run that in just loose and just kind of let it hang there. Got the other manifold and do the same thing. And just kind of leave it loose. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run an alignment bar up on top with these holes here, countersunk here, and we provide these bolts also. And I stamp on them front and rear underneath the bottom of them because this is a matched up set. You just basically lay it on there and run the countersunk screw in just lightly. You want to let it gain thread in it, but let it just hang loose. Don't tighten it. Give it a little bit of play. Now you're kind of tied together, but you're loose. Normally we do this almost in reverse, but this manifold is different because it's so long. What you'll do is I've got it planed off on top of the manifold so it fits under that alignment bar. What you have to do is lift just a little bit. And the alignment bar and the top of the exhaust manifolds will all line up together once you screw these down and run the countersinks in. Center one gets a countersink, and you're going to be glad because you don't have to use a wrench on this particular thing here. You just use an Allen, and the countersink will automatically, as you start to snug it up a little bit, will automatically bring everything into square. Tighten these up. Don't gorilla torque them, just tighten them up just kind of snug. And then you'll run to the outside and just hand tighten those. You can lift and you can actually feel it take a little bit up out of it on its slop. Okay, now at this point what you can do is go ahead and put your bat wings on, and then you can put the nuts on, and because you'll have to work in and out here. These are a little tight under here. Right in this area they're actually pretty good. Right underneath the manifolds here, these last two right under here, under and down in here, they're a little tight, but you should be able to get the nut on there. Eventually what we're going to do is move solidly, or what we're going to ask if people want to do is move solidly to this style of a countersunk style bolt. That way you can just come in here with your Allen and basically run it in like that. It's a whole lot easier than putting a nut on it. But anyway, that's how you'll get all this up and running. Then from there, what we're going to do, here's the manifold, and on the exhaust manifold it'll only fit on there one way, and basically you'll come in here and loosely put these on. You'll put a gasket in here, which I don't have the gaskets right here, but you'll put the gasket in, and the last piece here that you'll put in on will be this brace, which goes right down here on this bell housing brace and to the side of the engine, and it'll go to the back side of your flange like this. And when you torque these up, you definitely want to have a never seize on them, a good high temp never seize, and basically it'll give good strength and it should perform very, very well. The rest of these up here should either have on these should have at least a never seize, or possibly even a Permatex Right Stuff, which will act a little bit like a lubricant, but because they're tapped into the water jacket, you don't want them to leak. So the never seize kind of keeps them from leaking, but the Permatex will definitely keep them from leaking. And then you would just torque everything up here, whatever the manufacturer requirement is, or if you have a rim flex gasket, they have a different requirement for those. They're a little bit thicker gasket. And really, that's about it. If there's any questions that you guys have, just give us a call and we'll step you through some things.